Alright, let's go take this for a spin with this muffler on. Still have the Arrow Decat. Now, there's a lot of talk about whether it's going to be too lean. I'm not going to rev it right out. I will eventually get a tune. I'm not in the business of revving this thing right out. Let's start her up. Little bit louder on the cold start. Garmin's loaded for some reason. Let's go. This is not good. Just slowed down. I've got no tyre on the front rim. Over here in the shade. About 10 k's from home. This is not ideal. Front tyre completely off. Oh no. I'm gonna pump that. Got my CO2 canisters. Oh, this is not good. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Right. We'll try and put some air in it and go from there. Alright, so I've got gas canisters. The only option I've got is to go really slow. Well, at least town's only, actually town 3 or 4 k's. I'll go there. Worst case, I might be able to buy a ratchet strap. There's a servo there. Right, ratchet straps. That's my only option. Okay, made it home. That pretty much all I can peel it all the way off the rim. I really want to put the tyre back on, inflate it back up, and see where this is actually leaking, because I haven't ridden it for 2 weeks. I put 2 psi in it this morning to bring it back up to what it was. 2 psi is normally not nothing, so I don't know what's going on. But I've got no more faith in these rims. I just the other ones can't get here fast enough, really. Good job tyre though. That tyre just did about 20 k's with no air in it. Definitely be getting them again. Alright, it's time to take this wheel off to work out why it de-beaded itself. Now when I was just playing around with this last night, when I got back, I was just pulling it off the rim to see if I could see any other damage. And a bit of the sealant fell out, which is what was used to seal the inside where the crack is. It's supposed to be Davcon or Devcon sealant. Yeah, I'm just trying to find where. So there's the crack. That's where the sealant should be. It's definitely come off. I'm not going to bore you, but we'll take this wheel off, take the tyre off, and have a look. I'm going to put the original Pirelli back on this, just because these are going to be spares, and put a tube in it. That should fix it. So here is the problem where it's been fixed. So this crack happened when it was being straightened, when it was being pushed back out. Somehow it cracked all down the middle here, and then the guy fixing it decided to use this Devcon, which says it's for metal, so I don't know what the go is. But yeah, so that's what's happened. So centrifugal force has just ripped this sealant out. Only way to fix it. There's still a little bit of a bump, so I might see if I can take it to another wheel repairer, get it pushed out, and then actually welded. I'm going to run a tube in this one anyway, no matter what, with this rim. But even as a spare, I think I want this one welded, because you take a few more hits, that crack's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's jump on the internet and see what we can find around this area. All right, so I've just zoomed in on the crack in the actual rim. This is where the dint was from when I whacked the pothole, and then when it got pushed back out, it's cracked down the middle. So that crack we're looking at, yes, 8 centimeters, 80 mil. It did have Devcon in it, and obviously when the wheel's spinning around. Now Devcon is a metal putty, so shouldn't have been an issue, but I still ran these tubeless. So let's fill this back up now and put some tubes in it with some slightly different stuff. So I've spoken to a few wheel repairers about getting this crack fixed, getting it welded up. They're all pretty much in the same boat where they're saying it's not really worth welding it, pretty much get a new rim. The issue I have is there's about 2 months before the replacement rims get here, so I want to get out and ride. They've said it'd be okay to ride as long as you're not whacking any big potholes again or going off road too much, because the main strength for these rims is on the outer, not on the inner, because obviously the spokes go to the outside rather than the inside. So if I can keep air in it, we'll be good to go. Now, of course, now I'm going to run a tube, but we still need to fill this crack. So this time, we'll try this stuff, steel weld. Let's mix this up, put it in, smooth it off, because obviously there's going to be tube in here now. Don't want any sharp bits that's going to puncture the tube. Right, let's put it in. It's going on fairly smooth because nice flexible piece of plastic. All right, wait for that to dry and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm thinking this will have to do for the next couple of months until the bar tubeless rims arrive. But instead of just putting the tyre on this like I did last time, I'm gonna run heavy duty tube, but then put the Pirelli tyre back on because I'm not too sure how the sidewalls fared on the Motos tyre. Just run them back on the tyre itself. So I'm not gonna bore you with that. Use some talc, of course, put it all back together. But before I do that, I'm just gonna weigh this rim with the discs on because that'll give us the basis to let people know if these are actually lighter than the bar tubeless ones or not. I think they are. I think the bar tubeless ones, when they come, they'll be a lot more heavy duty. So I've taken the valve stem out, so we're good to go there. Yeah, I won't bore you with that, and I'll let you know what's happening next once I get it back on the bike. All right, scales are on and they're zeroed. Just put the rim on, 9,230 grams. So I'll write that down for when the other wheels arrive. I haven't weighed it with the tyres on for the specific reason. Everyone runs different tyres. Even people run different brake discs. These are the standard Brembos that come on it. That's what we're rolling with. And then of course, if you're running tubes and that. So it's just easy just to compare rims for rims with the same brakes that I'm gonna be using at that time when they arrive. So one of the reasons for the last little trip where the front tyre went flat was to test out this muffler. I really like it. I like the sound, but it does pop and bang. And when you get up in the higher revs, it starts to lean out a little bit, which I expected because we've got a lot more air flowing through now. If you were to do a Decat with the standard muffler, I wouldn't worry about it. But there's a couple more things coming, which will fix this, not a problem. But to do that, I need to take this muffler off again and the Decat off. So we'll do that now. So let's do a little evolution of what's happened to the bike in the last, maybe 100 Ks, maybe a bit less. So I've taken the original catalytic converter off the bike and replaced it with an Arrow Decat, which then went into the original muffler. That is completely fine. That's set up there to leave it without a tune, perfectly fine. So then we went with the Arrow Decat to the scproject's extension and into the muffler. Now, I like to tune things properly, and I've now gone with the scproject's Decat. The reason I went with this as opposed to keeping the Arrow is because this is a larger diameter. I don't know if you can quite see, it tapers down from the connection, and this will actually be better for the tune to have matching Decat and muffler as opposed to something that's a little bit restricted, and it should get rid of the popping after the tune's done. Whoa, it's cooking here today. So I've just got the scproject's Decat on with the SC muffler with the baffle out. So we'll start it up now. This is with the Rode Wireless Go, so it's going to filter a lot of the noise down, but hopefully you can get an idea of the difference between it. There's one more thing to do after this, besides put the front wheel back on after the repair. Yeah, it's a little bit louder. But once it gets tuned, that'll drop right down as well. So it's just trying to compensate for itself at the moment.
Yeah, well, if you go with just the basic maths that I did, we've got a lot more air that can be pushed out of the exhaust than what was going in. And this Decat is a larger diameter than the Arrow Decat as well, so we've got even more than before. So if you go into this sort of level, yes, you will need a tune, at least a fuel map. I'm going with something that you will see in the next video. So I'll see you then.